Welcome to Monticello College. This is a small liberal arts college with a focus that I find to be fascinating and admirable in the very best way. The goal here is to train people to be self-sufficient and really free. And in order to do that, you need to free the mind. One of the purposes of education is to produce liberty. That's partly the root of the word liberal arts. Same root for books and paper and the state of not being a slave. It's kind of, there's a lot there in the word liberty or labor. But there's another side to it too, and that's independence, being able to live independently. And for that reason, this college does some really interesting things. You end up living in a state that's almost like scout camp. You run wood stoves during the early part of the semester, which starts in April, so that it can follow the agricultural year. And then you do farm chores in the mornings and farm chores in the evenings, and spend some time doing natural construction with compressed earth blocks and all kinds of other really, really cool stuff. And you get to help build the campus up from scratch. And at the end of a 4-year degree, you walk away knowing that you can take care of yourself, not only intellectually but physically. And you learn handcrafts and a little bit of survival skills, and there's even a small shooting range, so you could even learn how to shoot. It's a really, really cool thing. In fact, and this is the part where this video gets interesting, I find it so interesting that I've actually accepted a teaching position here. So starting this April, I will be teaching an eclectic mix of constitutional law and history and philosophy and logic, together with a healthy mix of weaving and spinning and blacksmithing and smelting and the other half of what we do on this channel. And I love that mix. I think there's something deeply good about mixing the head and the hands and the heart all together. So that you're a well-rounded, complete human being. As you can see, the campus is very wilderness, and that's part of the appeal to me. If I stop, you might hear some distant road noises, but it is amazingly quiet, apart from the goats back there at the barn. Anyway, it's a tremendously cool thing. Right now, the student population is very small. The max that we can probably support up here is 10 to 15. So if you're interested, make known very early so that we can fit you in. But I wanted to share this with you. Over here we've got one of the outdoor classrooms. There's a whiteboard right here, and then the chairs. And when the weather is a lot nicer than this, in May or June, then they will hold classes outside, in addition to at the main Lyceum building. I'm really excited about this. It's kind of a strange way to use a Juris Doctorate degree, but it's also, and this is something that they focus on a lot, one of the things that is part of the heart of the curriculum is talking about a sense of personal mission. The idea that every person who is born has things that they can contribute. Aristotle said something to the effect of, where the needs of the world and your special abilities meet, there you will find your calling. And it's too early to say if I've found it for sure, but it sure seems that way. A mix of the philosophy that is the good and the hands-on stuff that is the basic that I have been interested in and studying and preparing myself for years. The channel is going to continue unabated. In fact, I'm going to have a lot of new material to work with, both in terms of the books I will be reading and also in terms of the stuff I will be doing. In addition to that, if I'm lucky, my wife and I are hoping to establish our own little hobby farm out here in the valley, somewhere out that way. And if that works, then there will be all kinds of good and basic projects coming out of that. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up and talk a little bit about this college. And also, if you're interested in more detail, I will be doing an interview with the director of the college, which will be in the form of one of our podcasts. So you should check that out. I'll be sure to leave links in the description below after that comes out. And who knows, I might see you here. Until next time, Godspeed and good luck. I came here over the summer to do a 2-week-long job interview / permaculture design course. Oh, and that's another thing. You get to study permaculture while you're here. It's really, really cool. And a lot of the food that I was eating was grown here, mostly the salads. I mean, that's one of the easier things to do in these high tunnels. And fresh, man. So fresh. Oh, it was good. Back here in the distance, you can see a very famous part of the mountains. This is the Monticello horse. Here we are in Monticello, Utah. Gosh, it's amazing. And then down here behind me a ways, we've got the Navajo Reservation and also the Four Corners area where, I mean, we can visit archaeological sites. And depending on the relationships we're able to build with the college, I mean, that could be really, really cool. That could be really, really cool. Alrighty, for realsies this time, thanks and bye-bye.